Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Unhinged Fangirl with me, Destiny. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll notice that I have these tiny mics again. Um, on the episode that I did with Casey, she let me borrow her Rode mics, and then I got inspired and I got my own. So now I don't have to record on my work phone anymore. Yay, 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 yay. We are upgrading things over here on the pod, okay? Happy New Year, guys. It's 2026 officially. And wow, a new year has begun. I don't have any goals yet for the new year, but if I think of some that I would like to share, I'll share those with y'all. But I also would like to say thank you to everyone who streamed my last episode. Um, hey, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Like the Heated Rivalry fans, y'all are my family, okay? This is a great community to be a part of, and I'm so happy to be here. Um Truly, like I said before, like it came at the perfect time in my life and I needed it. I really needed that. So thank you to everyone who watched and streamed my last episode. I really do appreciate it. Um that was my highest streamed episode yet. So like thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope you stick around for more because even though I won't be talking about Heated Rivalry after today, I mean, who knows what's going to happen. But I'll probably be talking about Connor and Hudson and all things updates of the show. But, I'll be talking about other shows as well that I am watching or things that I am listening to. This is a podcast for just pop culture and things that I am hyper fixated on. So, if you're into that, then subscribe and follow. But with all that being said, I obviously have to talk about the cottage. As I'm filming this, it has officially been a week since the cottage, which actually, it's actually insane because it feels like the cottage was like months ago. But no, it was only last week. It was just last week. So trying to take that in as well. So yeah, I will be diving into episode 6 in a second, as well as the boys. Well, I'll get to that in a second. But I do want to say I do want to talk about Stranger Things because Stranger Things just ended, which is like so weird because Stranger Things started when I was in college. I think like actually before college, maybe. When did Stranger Things start? Yeah, Stranger Things started in July of 2016, which that's crazy. But I distinctly remember watching it in college, so maybe season 2 came out in like 2017, but still pretty insane. And a lot of my notes, I didn't take any notes during the finale because like I was watching it in bed and kind of just taking it all in. Um, but I do have to say, like, would it be so bad if Will and Mike kissed? Like, I truly never felt like really strong feelings about Byler until this season. Well, actually last season as well, which was like years ago, now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I wasn't like a die-hard Byler stan. I didn't like not stan them. I wasn't really that invested. But now I'm like, damn. Like, what if Will and Mike kiss? Like, would that be such a bad thing? Duffer Brothers, I'm looking at you like, what do you have against that? What do you have against that? Interesting, interesting. But honestly, this season of Stranger Things was really difficult for me to watch. Not because like it was like I didn't think it was bad. Okay, a lot of people are complaining online about it, but I didn't think it was the worst thing ever. Like, did I think Volume 1 was better than Volume 2? Yes. But like that doesn't mean that it was bad. Honestly, I have to like rewatch the entire show to like really give full thoughts, but like I don't think I'm going to do that. So I really can't give my full thoughts about it. It's just cuz it's like such a time commitment and it's like I'm already so behind on a lot of shows that I want to watch. So we just got to keep it pushing. We got to keep it moving. Like I don't have time for that. But what I will say is a lot of people I feel like are disappointed with this season and like they think like the plot points could have been better or whatever they're saying. But honestly, I wasn't like that mad about it. Volume 1, woo, after volume 1, bro, I I felt liberated. I felt like I could conquer the world. I literally felt so amped. Also, spoilers ahead. Okay, spoilers ahead. But when Will was when Will got his powers, I literally was like, ah! And I was late to watching volume 1 because I was watching other things. Like I was focusing on other things. But as soon as Will started controlling the Demogorgons, I was like, like that whole scene was so good. And I think I talked about it briefly, but it was also in that scene that they were like chasing everybody around, and it was like all shot in one take, and it looked so good. And then Will got his powers, and it was just like game over. The wiping of the nose, ooh, they ate with that. They really ate with that. And the volume 2 was like fine. I feel like the only big plot point that I was like super excited about was like Max was finally out of the upside down and she escaped, and like her and Lucas had that moment and it was beautiful. But yeah, no, what was I saying? I was saying that this entire season I feel like it was hard for me to watch Stranger Things because the entire time I was just like, oh, he's about to die. Oh, they're about to die. Oh, that's not going to be good because they're about to. I just kept theorizing like who was going to die. And I feel like that's not a way to watch a show or watch a season, especially like a last season. But it was honestly just so contested that I was like, somebody big is about to die. Like something big is about to happen and I'm not gonna like it. But with all that being said, I think having I think I personally felt like I thought more people were gonna die, if I'm being honest. Can I say that? Can I say that? Like I truly thought more people were gonna die. So the fact that it was only 11, I was like totally fine. Like I also thought I would get emotional, and I did get a little emotional. Like when Landslide was playing, girl, don't play that if you don't want people to cry. So that was hard. But also, yeah, I just knew. I mean, as soon as her and Kali came up with that plan to like basically off themselves, I was like, okay, something bad's gonna happen. Then they ended up both dying, or unless you want to believe Mike's theory that 11 is out there with her 3 waterfalls hiking it up. I personally don't believe that, but that's me. Because Kali was already dead, so how could she have done that plan? Like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I just don't believe that. I don't believe that. But yeah, it was obviously like really sad that 11 ended up having to pass away. Um, but honestly, it was kind of, if anybody else would have died, I feel like it wouldn't have made sense. But also, I was talking to my friend Maria, shout out. Um, she was saying how if Vecna and Will were tied together, like they were one, when Vecna died, why didn't Will die? I feel like a lot of people are saying there were a lot of plot points and things were missing, and like, it's really hard to wrap up a show like this with so many details and stuff. And it takes someone like really organized, and at the end of the day, the Duffer Brothers are men. And so like it might not be the perfect ending that we want. And honestly, I was seeing like a lot of theories online, like better theories before the finale came out of like what was happening. Like the theory that Will was not Will at the moment because he had said things that weren't contextually correct. But turns out they were just continuity errors. Like I think the Duffer Brothers just like they just like messed up. So sometimes the fans are better writers than the writers. And that's never a good sign. That's never a good sign. But honestly, at the end of the day, I just wanted to see Mike and Will kiss, and I never got that. So what was the point actually? So like literally what was the point of having Will for years? longingly look at Mike, and then, oh, you're just my Tammy, like it's no big deal. Like, we're two good friends, two best friends. What's the line in Wicked? We're just two friends, two good friends, two best friends. That was bad, but you understand what I'm saying. Um, I just don't understand the point. Like, I just wanted one kiss. Even if it was like a kiss where it was like Will leaned into Mike and then he was like, "Whoa, bro." And then Will was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Like, even that. And I feel like in this season, Mike was so attentive to Will. I just, oh god, it actually pisses me off. It pisses me off. It pisses me off. But yeah, I just that was too much. Anyway, Stranger Things is officially over. And honestly, I'm living for every edit that there is. So, also, the amount of people that I have made watch this show is like truly insane, but I love it. The one of the things that I love doing the most is like having other people obsess over the things that I obsess over so that I can have people to talk to about it. Um I like that is something that truly brings me joy like no other. And it will never get old. That feeling will never get old. I'm literally going to Casey's apartment on Sunday so that we can watch all the episodes 1 through 6 because I haven't done a rewatch of like beginning to end, which is like actually insane that I say that out loud. But I think I'm trying to like, I don't know what I'm, this is something like psychological that I'm doing and I'm trying to figure it out as to why, but I think I'm trying to like save like savor the moment and savor these episodes. And I know a lot of people have been like rewatching these like crazy, which is awesome and like that is something you can totally do. But I think for me it's just like obviously I love these characters. I love the story. And I'm reading the book as we speak, which I'm truly going so slow. I can't stand myself. But I think I'm just trying to like preserve the special feeling of like watching the episodes so I don't, not saying that I would get tired of them, but like I just don't want the spark to die. So I've been like holding back and like not rewatching as much as I want to, or like not going back to specific episodes or specific scenes. Like I'm just trying to like, I'm truly just trying to savor the flavor. Like I don't know. It's a coping mechanism I think that I'm doing for myself, but it'll be the first time that I'm watching 1 through 6 fully. So, I'm very excited to do that because I know I'm still going to be giddy because Casey has never seen it. So, to watch the show through her eyes for the first time is going to be incredible. Just to like see her reactions, I'm just pumped. I'm fucking pumped. But what the hell was I saying? What was I saying? Oh yeah, I've made so many people watch this show. I've been like begging everybody in my corner. I'm like, you guys need to like, everybody needs to see it. Um, like I've been campaigning so much, like Crave should just pay me. But that's a topic for another day. And before we get into the recap of episode 6, I do also have to talk about the boys, Connor and Hudson. They were on Quinn. Hell, like guys, when I okay, so I think they actually dropped the teaser the day that I was going to watch the finale. I think it was the same day as they dropped the finale. So I had to wait until like 8 p.m. on that Friday to watch the finale. So I was literally not on my phone at all because I knew I couldn't go on Twitter. I knew I couldn't go on Instagram. I knew I couldn't go on Threads. Like I was literally cleansing social media. I was not clicking on anything. I literally my post notifications were still on, but like I was on DND. Like if you needed me, like it would have to be like an urgent message. Like you couldn't reach me. But my friend Olivia, she texted me and all I saw was Quinn, and then they released a teaser of Connor and Hudson. And I wish I could have captured that moment on camera, but truly, I went ballistic, like ballistic. Because if you know me, or if you have listened to, you know, my podcast in the past, I've talked about Quinn multiple times. Let it be known, I'm still on my prediction that, well, I think at the time I said like in 3 months' time, but sometime this year, Austin Butler will be on the Quinn app. Don't you even worry. Once he has a new project to promote, yeah, yeah, it's gonna get there. But I love Quinn, and I mean, I couldn't even describe how I was feeling when those teaser images dropped. Like, the people don't know Quinn like I know Quinn. They don't. They just don't. And the fact that, first of all, Connor and Hudson, they're first, it was an story, because I was really nervous, because I'm like, okay, so is it gonna be like 2 versus 1? Like, what, how are is it just gonna be their story? Are they gonna like incorporate like a POV? Like, what are we doing here? What are we thinking? What are we doing? And then, right now that I'm recording this, the first 2 episodes are out, and there's only one more left. But I mean, I first of all, it's MM. They're fairies. They have wings. And I like those first 2 episodes, like, oh, like, I just knew that I just I actually don't have words for it. I'm sorry. Like, I'm malfunctioning right now, because there's no words to describe those first 2 episodes. Also, the smut alone, put that aside, the story is actually so interesting, because I'm not a romantic fantasy girl. Like, I don't know that world. But honestly, I was like, yeah, I'm loving the story. I was like invested. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to war. Like, oh, whoa, slow down a second. So the story was very interesting to me. But yeah, the boys are on Quinn, and like, for Quinn to be such a small company, like women owned, like, truly, if you want something done, ask a woman. Like, they are always on the precipice of like what is hot in social media, who's the new it guy, and they're just like on it. They're like, okay, on it. Let's book them. Let's do this. Let's write this up. Let's get that recorded. Let's do those teaser images. Let's do those the photo shoot from this thing. Oh, they are working like they have never worked before. Quinn, I admire you so much. Again, for it to be such a small company, their production and the quality that they have in everything that they do, unmatched. It's actually unmatched. And I love them. I will love them forever. Nobody's doing it like them. Nobody's doing it like them. Okay. Now it's time to fully recap episode 6. It's like I'm re-watching it for the first time. I literally jotted down every single thing. So, we start off the episode. We actually start off the episode with Scott accepting his MVP award after he won the cup that year. He's thanking, his family, Kip, obviously. The one thing that I was like, oh, that's interesting. Kip was at like the gay bar that he usually goes to with his friends. He wasn't at the awards show. So I was kind of like, okay. But hey, it's fine. Maybe it's the MVP didn't have another ticket. Like, I don't know. He couldn't get off work. Sorry. So yeah. So we actually start off the episode with a wrap up of Scott Hunter and Kip, which was nice to see. Now let's get serious. Shane is picking up ILYA from the airport, and first of all, somebody loves you when they pick you up from the airport. Like, the airport is no joke, especially if you're like a stressful driver, especially if you're someone like Shane. Like, he is always stressed. So for him to pick up ILYA from the airport, like, that's love, And it was a 2-hour drive. 4 hours. 4 hours Shane spent in that car. 2 hours there, 2 hours back. Like, okay. Okay, I see you. I see you. And you know ball, for sure. But anyway, Shane's picking Ilya from the airport. He's like dressed in all black. He's doing the whole thing. They're in the car together. And, Shane's going over the rundown of what's going to happen for the next 2 weeks. He's like, I got groceries for you. I picked up some stuff. Let me know if you need anything else. Like, I got you. Like, we can go out for a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Like, we can just stay at the cottage. Like, there's no need to leave. And Ilya's like, yeah, I'm a little scared. Like, I'm actually kind of like terrified because like this is so new to them. Like, they only meet in hotel rooms and it's like for a little amount of time, but now they're having an extended period of time where they can spend together and relax. And Shane is like, I would love to relax with you for once. Right, for once. Okay. So they get to the cottage. First thing that made me like squeal, well, actually, in the car ride back to the cottage, Ilya grabs Shane's hand. Of course you would do that. Like, that's so tender and sweet. And then they get to the cottage. Shane takes Ilya's bags, no question. Because Shane is like, oh, your ribs are still hurting. Yeah. Thank you. Like, that's so considerate. My baby boy is so considerate. So Ilya is like walking around the cottage. The cottage is beautiful. Shane is like, yeah, I had it built myself. I have my own well. The water is great here. When he said I have my own well, I said, that is a level of rich that I don't know if I'll ever know that, because what do you mean you have your own well? What does that even entail? Like, I don't know. Whatever. But Ilya immediately was like, Mr. Real Estate strikes again. Like, one thing about Shane, he will be in real estate. He will be owning property, and he is getting a bang for his buck. He's smart. He's so smart. And like, just like, he's just so practical. He really is just so practical. Like, the car he drives, the places he owns, he's sublet. Like, I can't. But, and then they, start making out on the couch. They haven't seen each other in a minute, so that's all fun. I just remembered, but there's a part where Shane is like, oh my God. Okay. There's a part where Shane is saying like, I don't know how long I'm going to last. Like, it's been a minute. I haven't been with anyone since we've been together, which was like a couple months ago. So sorry in advance, basically, is what he's saying. And Ilya's like, same. Shane is so cute. Shane goes, really? And he says it again. And he's like, wait, really? And then Ilya's like, yeah, whatever. Like, come on, let's go. And then Shane's just like, wait. Wait a second. Did you really mean that? That was such a cute moment. And it just like, but that was just like such a cute moment to just show that like Ilya's really taking this seriously. And like, we knew from the episode before that Ilya was in love with Shane, but obviously Shane doesn't know that at this point. So that was just like a really big shock. And I thought that was so cute. And then they're like bantering. It's fun. It's cute. And Shane tells Ilya, like, for the next 2 weeks, like, let's just be honest with each other. And then Ilya goes, I'll try. Right. So, like I said, they're bantering. They're doing a whole little bit. He's like, oh, I'll show you to the guest room, blah, 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 whatever. And then they get to the bedroom and Shane tries to like lower the blinds. Mind you, it's like broad daylight. And then Ilya's like, and he puts the blinds back up. And the fans have been putting parallels from their first hookup to the cottage, and like the first hookup is like literally in the dark, and now they're like daylight. Someone plays Daylight by Taylor Swift. Only seeing daylight, 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 daylight. Like daylight. That was beautiful. Thank you, Jacob, for that. And then it cuts to a scene where this was again like, oh my god, Shane is so cute. Like I can't deal with it. Shane is making like lunch, and he's making eight burgers. I can't. Shane's on the grill. He's making burgers. There are 8 burgers, mind you. It's just the 2 of them. And so Ilya's like, "You made 8 burgers." He was like, Shane basically was like, "That's what the recipe said." And Ilya's like, "You cut them in half. You cut the recipe in half." He's just a baby. He didn't realize. He didn't know. He needs to follow the instructions. He has to follow the instructions. That was like such a cute moment. I just can't deal with that. The cottage is just like everything that I have been wanting in their relationship. Just like see them domesticated that way. It was just so beautiful to see. But anyway, I'm going to keep going. They're by the fire pit that night. Mind you, also, this entire episode, Ilya is doing a comedy special. Like he was so funny this episode. Obviously, Ilya always has like incredible one-liners, and just like the way he speaks is funny because obviously like English is not his first language. But like he's just trying his best. And he's like cocky and sarcastic and all the fun things. But this episode in particular, I was like cracking up. Like, what the fuck is McGill? Like, he's so cute. And then when he heard the loon, he said, "What the fuck is that?" Oh my god, Ilya was doing a comedy special. But anyway, they get to it's like at nighttime, and they're starting to open up with each other. Ilya's talking about his mom, which was like a big thing, and they're just like opening up more, and they're having more discussions about like real life things. And so yeah, during the fire pit, Ilya basically says that when he was 12, like his mother committed suicide and he was the one that found him, which like that broke me. I knew from the books, or I had heard from the books that his mother had committed suicide, but I didn't know that he was the one that found her. So I was like, ooh wee. So that was a lot. That was a lot to deal with. And then I'm like cutting into scenes that I really like. So when they're on the couch and they're just like having phone time, like nonverbal phone time, basically Ilya opens the conversation with, "I could marry Svetlana." And Shane's like, "What the hell did you just say?" And so they're talking about like trying to get a green card for Ilya, and what that would look like. He could marry Svetlana, and it wouldn't be for love. Like they obviously love each other, but not in that way. And even the mere thought of Ilya marrying someone else, Shane is like, "We can figure something else out. We can figure something else out. That's not happening. Like, don't marry her. Don't you dare marry her." And then that's a very cute moment for Ilya, and he's like, "But I have this problem. Like, I love girls and they love me, and there's beautiful women everywhere, but I can't stop thinking about this loser hockey player with with beautiful freckles and a weak backhand." Like, you're so cute. Shut the hell up. How about you shut up? And I was so excited that they finally mentioned Shane's freckles. Like, they did it. Like, they did that. That was so cute. I literally screamed at that moment. It was... And then it cuts to a scene where Shane is waking up Ilya in the middle of the night, because obviously Shane is like reeling and he's going through every single scenario. And he's like, "Okay, well, what if we did this, 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 and this? And then that way Ilya can stay into the country, blah, 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 blah. And then we can be closer together." He's literally making up, like, he thought of every single step of the plan. And he's waking up ILYA. He's explaining all of this. He's like, okay, but what if you transfer to Canada and Ottawa? They need like a starting center, and they're way under budget, so like they could pay for you, and he literally went through all the stages, and he's like, we could start a charity. We don't have to be rivals anymore. Like, we're getting older. We can't be rivals for the same. I mean, like, absolutely insane. And like, he was thinking of the future in a way that's like so me and so relatable, and like that is the stuff I yearn for. Like, yes, you're thinking ahead. Okay, thank you. Let's not we like yes, we can stay in the present, but we need to be thinking ahead. Okay? Sometimes to my downfall. But like, Shane was planning their lives until retirement. Okay? Like, and also the thing where he was saying like about the charity, which we'll get to more in a second, but like they would start a charity together, so they would like be working together, and if they were seen with each other, it wouldn't be like that weird. Incredible. Now, ILYA's like taking all this information in, and he's like, that sounds pretty good. And then this part is so beautiful. Oh my god, I gasped. I shot up from the couch and I gasped, because this is the moment where ILYA tells Shane that he loves him, like in English this time. But before that, ILYA's like hugging Shane, and you can hear him. It's not even in the subtitles, but you can hear him say I love you in Russian twice before he says it in English. Like, oh, that moment feels like, he was like a little nervous to say it, obviously, like, and he says it in Russian, and then he just looks at him and he goes, I love you. And then Shane goes, holy shit. Which, hey, that's my baby right there. Like, yeah, that's a big moment. And then you can literally see ILYA go, like, I mean, you can see him starting to like retract what he said, and then Shane says, I love you too. Like, oh my god, that moment is so beautiful. So beautiful. Mind you, ILYA is literally perched up. Perched up onto Shane, which I love. But yeah, that was just beautiful. I also wrote down there the fact that ILYA didn't ask any questions. He was like, yeah, I would move to Canada for you. He's like, yeah, why wouldn't I? Nothing is keeping him in Boston. Like, of course I would move to Canada for you. 2 hours away from my lover? Like, bro, shut up. Also, oh, here comes another heartbreaking part. Oh my god. So they're in bed together. Shane looks up at ILYA and he goes, he's talking about the charity that they would start. And he was like, the charity could be for like mental health resources and like helping people who, are mentally ill. Because ILYA's mom took her own life, Shane was like, we could do it for like mental health services and like helping the mentally ill and stuff. And ILYA just looks down at Shane, and he's like, she would have loved you the way that I love you. You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me, right? Oh my god, I can't wait to watch that scene again. Like, that's gonna hit like crack. My god. Like, after everything that we've been through, to see them be so vulnerable and like so loving to each other in a real way. Get away from me. Get away from me. And then we have one of my favorite scenes, actually, because it cuts to ILYA and Shane like in the lake. And ILYA's literally doing a handstand. Like, ILYA is he was a kid that was like, look at me, like, look what I can do. He was a look what I can do kid. And he's just like doing handstands in the lake. I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah, for sure. And Shane is literally just like sitting on top of the rock, like, that's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. He's so cute. And then they're talking a little bit. And then ILYA goes, give me kiss. Give me kiss. You're cold. Give me kiss, you're cold. Like, I need that on a shirt. Give me a kiss. You're cold. Need that now. Need that now. He's so cute. So then, mind you, there's like 15 minutes left of the episode at this point. You know, we it's been smooth sailing. It's been beautiful. I've cried. Like, it's been incredible. They're walking up from the lake, and ILYA kisses Shane outside, like next to not the window, the door, the glass door. Guess who's in the house? Shane's dad. Guess, yeah. So you can imagine I screamed. I screamed when I saw that, because you're kidding, right? You're kidding, right? Thank you. So Shane's dad sees that. Shane's obviously like freaking the hell out. He's like, oh my God, oh my God. And then Shane's dad drives off. He drives off. And I was like, oh, because up until this point, it was never giving the impression that, like, if Shane were to come out, like, Una and David would, which is Shane's parents, Una and David, like, wouldn't be supportive. Like, I never saw that kind of narrative happening for them. I always think it would, like, take a second, but they would be like, they obviously just love their son and they want him to be happy. So when David drove off, I was like, oh my God, like, actually what's happening? I got scared, because I'm like, okay, maybe he wouldn't be so supportive at first. Like, I don't know. Shane is freaking out. He's like, this is my worst fucking nightmare. And he's like just having major anxiety with ILYA. And he keeps saying, like, this is my worst nightmare. And ILYA says, well, maybe it's time for you to wake up. Bitch, that is poetry. Oh my God, like, Rachel Reed, you are a genius. Maybe it's time to wake up. I know that hit for so many people, including me. Like, wow, that was really, 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 really good. So ILYA's like, I'll come with you to tell them, because apparently their houses are very close. I think it was like, it wasn't that far of a drive. So he's like, I'll come with you to tell your parents. And at this moment, ILYA is being such a rock for Shane. It's actually like so beautiful to see, just like having that person there to ease your anxiety. And Shane is like second guessing everything. ILYA comes out in like a Boston Raiders shirt, and Shane's like, you shouldn't wear that. And ILYA's like, they don't know I play for Boston. And then they get there, and Shane's like, maybe you shouldn't come in. And ILYA's like, he's like, sorry, sorry, like, that is so real. So also in that moment where they're back at the house before Shane is going to tell his parents everything, ILYA just goes, you're brave. Like, you're so brave. Like, oh my God. Like, you're so brave. He is brave. Okay, anyway. Shane walks into the house. Una and David are in the living room. And Shane is like, I'm gay. And Una's like, I thought, what? Like, what? And then he's basically explaining, like, ILYA and I have been seeing each other. And then ILYA goes, we are lovers. And then Shane goes, ILYA, that's gross. Because, like, ILYA, again, English is not ILYA's first language. So, like, him saying lovers, like, he doesn't understand, like, that's a cringy term. So he's like, yeah, we're lovers. Like, I love him. He loves me. We're lovers. And I think that's so cute. But, like, Shane explaining everything, like, we started hooking up, like, our rookie season, actually the summer before. And Shane is, like, really overstimulated. He's, like, trying to be okay and everything. And Shane and Una have a beautiful heart-to-heart outside. And, like, it was so heartbreaking to watch, because there's a moment where Shane's like, and I took it, well, let me explain. Shane is, basically apologizing to Una, his mom, being like, I'm so sorry, Mom. I really tried, but, like, I just couldn't do it. And I took it as, like, he was saying that like I really tried to like girls, I really tried to date, I really tried to, be this person that everybody wants me to be, but like I just couldn't do it. And that moment was so beautiful because she was like, I'm sorry, and Shane's like, I forgive you, and it was just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Tens. But again, Shane is like back inside. He's so overstimulated because immediately, as soon as like his mom is like, okay, we're done. We're done with the tears. We're done here. Like, I love you. I accept you. And like, that's the last that we have to have this conversation. And so immediately she flips into manager mode. She's like, I will start speaking to the brand silently, like just giving them a heads up, maybe if you want to come out soon, or, like we could be doing this, 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 and this, and we could be doing this campaign, and they should be willing to work with you. Like she is laying out the foundation. Meanwhile, ILYA is fucking up that pasta with the Parmesan. He's like, this is the best home cooked meal I've ever had. And Shane is like, literally his head is about to explode. He's like, please, like, I don't want to come out right now. Like, I'll probably only come out when I retire. And Yuna's like, that's sad, which it is. And she's just like, he gets so overwhelmed that he literally like puts his head on the table, Shane, and he's like, I'm fine. I just like need a second. And then here comes ILYA. He's like, everything's fine. Like, your family's here, your boyfriend's here. It's all good. And Shane looks up at him and he goes, boyfriend? And then ILYA goes, yes, probably. Sure. Yes. Like, yeah, that's your boyfriend, Shane. Like, you guys just told each other you love each other. He's moving to Canada for you. Like, let's not be silly. Let's not be silly here. And then after, they confirmed that they are boyfriends. I thought it was so cute that ILYA kisses Shane, and then immediately after, his mom goes, since rookie season, and then his dad goes, since the summer before. So cute. So cute. Also, the toe touch, that was a callback to episode 1 when they were at the house. The circles have been circling for a while, like the full circle moments, the daylights that I talked about earlier, the nighttime, the daylight, the toe touches. Girl, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Also, the ending credits of them just like in the car, being with each other, holding each other's hand, looking at each other, laughing. Like, I've never seen better end credits. I'm serious. I've never seen better end credits. It's so cute. Also, so that was the wrap up of the season. And I think afterwards, I saw something on Instagram, but I think the last scene that they filmed together was the fire pit scene, which is just so beautiful. So beautiful. Like, oh my gosh, that's such a sweet moment. And that was like, I feel like the first moment where they actually opened up to each other in like a very significant way. I think ILYA trusted Shane even more in that moment to tell him like, his past with his mom and his family. So that was just like so cute to see. But I don't know if that's true, but I'm almost positive like that was that. And so with all that being said, I need someone to interview the intimacy coordinator, because I think I talked about it last week, but I was saying how the intimacy coordinator said that Connor did something during the filming of episode 6 that was like, that made her like get up from the monitor and like walk away because it was just so shocking. So I need someone to interview the intimacy coordinator from Heated Rivalry and ask her what made her get up from the monitor. I need to know that information now, because yes, episode 6 was like very wholesome, cute, sexy even, but like there was nothing that was like insane. Like episode 4, when the spit in the hand, kind of insane. I don't know, like literally any other time I was like, okay, yeah, that was insane. But I need to know what she saw. I need someone to interview her, tell her that we would like to know what she saw. Also, I did leave out the part of this episode where Shane is on the phone with Hayden and ILYA is like messing with Shane. That was a great scene. I thought that was really funny. Also, it stressed me the hell out because Shane was like not muting and he was breathing hard as hell. But hey, I thought that was a really funny, like quirky, like haha scene. But I think it just showed Ilya's like super playful side, and I think that's so fun. Um, but yeah, honestly, I'm so sad that this series is over, and I will be patiently waiting for something else to take over my entire attention span and life. But until then, I think this experience with Heated Rivalry as a whole is like truly reminded me that I love being a woman, I love girlhood, and I love being a fangirl and being a part of stan culture and just like having community when it comes to TV shows and music and all of that fun stuff. I like I felt so united with people from literally around the world. Literally around the world, it's insane. People that I've never met, I'm like you get me, I get you. This is community. This is what we're fostering. And it goes without saying, but all of the edits that people have been making, gorgeous, gorgeous since the beginning. Since the beginning of the first two episodes, it was just meant to be. And I'm so excited for season 2, even though we're not going to get it for like a year. So that's going to be really difficult, but I know I trust Jacob and I know it's going to be good. And by then I will have read both books. And I think it's going to be great. But I am sad to see it go. And the fact that last week was the finale, like it feels like that was like months ago. Like time is irrelevant, truly. But again, with all that being said, I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you again for the love of the previous episode, and hopefully you will stick around to see what I'm talking about, because again, it's different every week, whatever the heck I want. So, yeah, I have nothing else to say. So, I'll just say goodbye.